the Talk Birdie-tome with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn and Tour Pro Mark Allen, live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our great partners, Titleist, they're the clear number one ball in golf. FootJoy are the number one shoe and glove in golf. Driving a BMW is like hitting a perfect shot. Smooth, controlled and powerful. Ping, they'll help you play your best. The Golf Clearance Outlet beat everyone's prices. And Better, the fastest and easiest betting app in Australia. Now, from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, it's time for Talk Birdie-tome.
We could sit here and talk about that all day.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we can just push the button and let's
start the show.
Yep.
Oh, he already has. So.
Have you started the show?
Yes, I have.
Good day, everybody. The show has started. Nice to see you all. We've got a lot to talk about. But please, can we just talk about Aaron Rai? Can we just talk about this guy? He makes me laugh. I know that is a ridiculous thing to say, but Nick, he's got iron covers. He wears 2 gloves. And Dan, I hope you've got it ready to go. But this is the crown and glory.
Just to top it off.
Just to really top off the look. He's now using pink Castle tees.
Oh, my goodness.
My God.
Yeah.
It's incredible. He just does everything back to front.
And for our audio listeners, the Castle tee is the set tee. Remember back in the day?
Yeah, you used to get a little 4-pack.
You had the 4-pack. You had the little par 3 tee.
Par 3 tee.
And then you had the little yellow one for the fairway woods.
Yeah, maybe.
And then you had an orange one.
Orange one, I reckon, was for a 2 wood.
Yeah. And then the white one was for the driver. Now, he's got the pink version of the white one.
A Castle tee. I mean, he's the only professional on any tour anywhere in the world using Castle tees.
I think so. I'll
tell you what I'm going to do.
Go on.
I'm going to throw what I had. What I'm going to do, it's my turn for the top 5. Stuff that professionals stuff amateurs do that professionals laugh at. All right, I'm going to do that because the Castle tee.
3 of the things Rai does, you might fill your top 5.
I understand why he uses iron covers because it's an ode to his family. His family worked like hell. They get him a set of irons, and he wanted to protect the irons.
So you don't laugh at that.
No, I do laugh at that. I do laugh at the iron covers, but it's a nice reason. Yeah, there's a nice reason why he does it. I don't get the 2 gloves. What's the 2 gloves?
Well, that's because what I've heard is the cold British winters. He wanted to keep his hands warm, and he couldn't play good golf having only 1 glove of, so he used 2, and he's just got so used to it that it just became part of his routine.
I kind of half understand that. I don't know about you, but I played in.
No, he's from Wolverhampton, so that's one thing I like about him. Okay, because I'm a Wolverhampton Wolves Wanderers supporter.
Yeah,
because my mum's from Staffordshire, up in that area, the Black Country as we call it, and Aaron Rai's from the same area.
Is it cold?
It's pretty cold in the middle of England.
Well, it makes a lot of sense because when I played in the UK, it was too cold, and my hands is the term clammy correct for when it gets really cold? So it was almost like a cold shininess on my hands,
slippery,
and the glove wasn't enough. And then your fingers just didn't feel right holding the club. So I would walk around. I would look at all the other UK players, and of course they all had these great mittens on.
That's what I used to do.
You used to use the mittens.
Yeah, well, Ping were great because they obviously in the cold weather they say, "Hey guys, you want these between shots? No problem.
That's right.
Pop them on, and then as you get to your ball, Wilbur, take them, he takes them, and away we go.
See, most of my golf in the UK didn't involve the tour van that you obviously had access to.
Sorry, my bad.
I would just turn up. A lot of it was qualifying or smaller events, and no one was handing out mitts like you did.
Well, the other thing you could use was, before they got banned, was the heat sachets. You could put them in your pockets, keep your hands warm. But then
they banned?
Yeah, because what caddies used to do was they put them in their pockets.
Put
the ball in there and the ball goes further. So
I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah.
The caddies, they're slippery, aren't they?
Caddies knew everything.
They are slippery characters.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, why we are talking about Aaron Rai, and he had a win, if you don't know, he won in the playoff. I think who'd he beat in the playoff? Rosa?
He beat Tommy Fleetwood.
In the playoff?
Abu Dhabi Championship. And weirdly, that's his second Rolex event that he's won. The other one was the Scottish Open. And you know who he beat in the playoff there? Tommy Fleetwood.
So he's beaten Tommy.
So Fleetwood's 0-2 against him.
0-2 against Aaron Rai. Against
Amazing.
Rai 2 gloves. Can we just quickly talk about the course? I'm not sure how much of the golf you were watching because you were busy with the Australian Seniors PGA.
Yeah, I watched some of the highlights, but I got a vague view. It looked a bit Linksy style. Is that right?
Hang on. Were you hosting?
I was.
So you've got my old job, have you?
Well, it was
unbelievable.
No.
Oh,
You're unbelievable. Hey, let me get this thing out of my back.
That was meant to be on the quiet. But
Anyway, you did a great job. I'll tell you what, I did watch a little bit. One, it was interesting to see a golf course that it's always played on. I started to know some of the holes. But two, it's great seeing some of our old friends who, when we both started, a lot of those characters were household names. It's so nice to see them. But Pete Senior's still going around.
On the Saturday, Pete shot 66. And you know how old he is? He's 66, so shot his age. I thought he had a chance to win going into Sunday, but he struggled a little. So anyway.
How many times do you reckon Pete Senior's going to shoot his age? Thousands.
Almost as many times as Getty.
Getty player. Anyway, so you did a great job, 1, 2, but 2, seeing all the old boys swinging it exactly the same, just a little bit shorter and a little bit slower. It's fair to say. But the Yas Golf Club, did you see it? Can you put a picture up, please, Dan? Look at that, all right? So basically it looks like Barnbougle with great big apartments in the background. And it's a bit like, the Gold Coast, how they've made the waterways. This golf course was made on the banks of those waterways.
Right. So it wasn't the sea or anything next to it.
Well, it might have been the sea, but look, it was definitely, when you see the edge of the golf course going into the water, rocks everywhere.
Okay.
It's like
very natural. Yeah.
It's like for people, very natural. It's like you think of an airport where the runway goes out into the water a bit, and it's just rocks around. That's the cement area for people listening on audio. That's what it looked like. If you're going to build, this is just my view, if you're going to build a fake links golf course, a fake links course in Abu Dhabi.
Well, everything's fake up there, basically. Fake. Has to be.
I reckon they're just missing an opportunity.
Put a lone cypress or something like that out
there. I've got a picture of Tara Iti. Now, can you put the Tara Iti picture up as well, Dan, just to give you some scope? So Tara Iti was built on a coastal pine forest. But they got rid of all the pines except the ones that set a barricade. It's like a wall of pines up on the hill. It actually looks quite spectacular, to tell you the truth.
Unbelievable.
But at Tara Iti, they left some pines in
surrounding
beautiful
the
spots.
Property, and then
not
some
many,
on the course.
Not many of them, but certainly just enough to give the golf course what I think is just a little extra character. Now, there's a great illustration there if you're watching on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's on the 18th.
Yeah. So if you're familiar with Barnbougle, folks, and I bet a lot of people who listen to this podcast are, just think of Barnbougle Golf Club with no trees whatsoever, and that's Yas, but it's built on waterways and it's 100 degrees wherever the hell they're playing it. But just a smattering of trees. Now, I don't care what trees they are. I don't care that they will look small if they're planted right now. And I'm not talking about a lot. I mean, for the whole golf course, in and out, if they planted a dozen.
Okay.
In spots where, maybe it's behind a green. Maybe it's just on the right-hand side of a dogleg. Just spots now. And they've got the money, Nick, to actually bring in a reasonably mature tree. So, maybe
they may have the money. I mean,
yeah, that's right. So let's say they bring in, I don't know, I'm going to up it, 20 trees, and they bring in 20 mature trees that are 20 years old, 20. It would just add so much more character to something that looked incredibly fake. But incredibly fake, but I want to play there. I want to go and experience Yas Golf Club, by the way. I'm not saying it's fake in a bad way. They've done a great job at this course to where you look at it and you go, yeah, I wouldn't mind playing that joint one day.
Yeah. Okay.
But just to add to it, just to have no trees, I don't know.
Well,
it needs something.
Out of interest, I've seen some images of 7 Mile Beach, for example.
Yeah.
Now, that they cleared a similar thing. Was it a
exactly
pine forest type thing? Are they leaving any trees out there or not? Just out of interest.
Not that I've seen.
Yeah.
Not that I've seen. But they've got the wall of pines in the background. Exactly like Tara Iti, which just looks, in my book, it looks hot. It does. It looks golf hot, folks.
Okay.
Yeah.
That photo, by the way, of the golf club was from Gary Lisbon's website. He's got a whole bunch of them there too. You can actually,
Yas.
of Yas. You can almost have a tour through the tournament location.
Dan, I sent you another one of Tara Iti when I was there, and it's the view from out of the clubhouse.
Oh.
Now see that you imagine again. Sorry, folks, if you're listening in your car, but here's a picture of a view out of the Tara Iti clubhouse.
Where's the
onto the patio, and that tree sits on the right hand side of the best short par 4 in the whole world, which is the 7th hole. That's my opinion.
If it was me, I would have got a glass of Pinot in that picture as well.
Yes, I know you would have. That's my mistake.
You didn't have the shandy.
But see how the tree, it just, it doesn't have to be a forest.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like back in the 1960s where everybody thought planting trees 2 steps off fairways was a good idea. It just adds a little bit of something. And the mob over there in the Emirates where Yas is being played, it's no big deal for them to do that. Anyway, that's just my opinion. If you disagree with my opinion, give us a call. If you have pictures of a golf club that you've travelled to where they've just got the right amount of trees on a golf course where, they've tried to make it linksy, but in actual fact, we know it doesn't work. Links courses work on links land, like Barnbougle, like 7 Mile Beach, for instance. It looks pretty like they've pretty much got away with it there. But really, links courses work in the UK where that sort of soil that they've got just makes the ball dance when it hits the dirt.
Yeah, it certainly does. I played once over there in Abu Dhabi when I was playing the DP World Tour. For some reason, only brought the event in late when I was a member over there.
Yeah.
And I didn't play Yas Links. It was a different golf course. It had a like an Eagle clubhouse type thing. I'm not sure what exactly it was, but one thing I do remember is a hotel we stayed at was built for I think it was the 7 Semirs of the Middle East.
Yeah, okay.
Or the rulers.
Yeah.
And this hotel was the craziest hotel I've ever stayed in.
Crazy good?
Yeah. And everything was gold plated, you name it, but it probably wasn't gold plated actually, it was probably gold.
Yeah.
But as you walk into the checkout and then you get your room key, the person behind the counter kind of gives it a bit of a chuckle because from one end to the other to this hotel, it was like 1.5 kilometres. I mean, it was a joke.
Did they have a little golf car for you?
Yeah, well, some did, some didn't. So sometimes you had to walk, from your room to breakfast or whatever. And you've already walked 2 par 5s to get to breakfast.
Did a former world number 16? The only man in the history of the globe.
Maybe when I checked in, they might have had a golf cart, but going through the lobby and everything. But it was comical how big and how opulent this place was. They do it like no one else over there.
Yeah. By the way, the Yas Golf Club, it looked like a pretty brutal golf course to me. I mean, if you don't hit it as far as Rory McIlroy or Marco Penge, and I think we got back-to-back look at them this week because that was kind of one of the highlights of the week. We'll have a look at the tick down. You might want to get it ready. If you didn't hit it like those two, to my eye, it looked like a brutal place to actually play around a golf. I mean, if you shot even par or a couple under, you probably had a really good day. Did you see the scoring?
So first of all, on that point, Aaron Rai, by the way, he's 12 yards under the tour average. Under tour average.
Is he really?
Yeah. He's
awfully straight, does he?
He's the number 1 driver on tour. So he's straight, but it's very rare for someone that length to even contend, I guess. It goes to show how the rest of his game is so good.
Yeah.
He's so accurate. Irons are incredible. Good short game.
I watched quite a bit of it. You know what I noticed? He's a safe sider.
Yeah.
There were
How do you
pins.
shoot 25 under being a safe sider?
I don't know. I think he's eaten up. Well, he did have an albatross. I think in his second round.
Did he?
Yeah, first or second round, he had an albatross.
That helps.
So that's a bit of a help. But, I think it's the sort of golf course, I think by the weekend, maybe even round 2, then they were putting pins that were 2 steps from the edge of the greens. And the greens were quite big.
Yeah, they were.
But I think a lot of people were probably safe siding. But it occurred to me just watching Aaron the last couple of days that he was a brutal safe sider. And I guess that's what
smart player.
That's what we tell people who don't hit the ball as far as if you don't have a wedge in your hand, like Rory does most of the time, pretty much on any golf course he plays, he's got one of his 4 wedges in his hands. If you don't have a wedge or a short iron in your hand, and you're not practicing like these guys practice, you're almost insane going at pins that are tucked, aren't you?
Indeed. No,
We're certainly not playing.
I might even look up, see
you're
if I
not playing
can
the
hear
odds.
How many
you're not counting cards in golf terms. If you are a non-practicer, someone who plays just once or twice a week, and you got a 5-iron in your hands and you go into the tight pin with a 5-iron, I mean, you're almost mad if you want to shoot the lowest possible scores you can.
Well, I was just looking up how many. Oh, yeah, I see he had an albatross in the second round on the second hole. He had 5 bogeys for the week. So
5 bogeys for the week.
I was just checking out. He had a boatload of birdies. My goodness.
So any eagles or just
No,
one albatross?
One albatross and a lot of birdies.
I'd love to know what he had on the par 5s. Can you just see what he had on the par 5s?
Par 5s.
I reckon he almost could. I reckon he's eaten up. You'd have to eat up.
Well, the second hole with the albatross, he was 5 under for 4 rounds.
Yeah.
The 7th hole, he was 4 under for 4 rounds.
Yeah.
11th, he was 3 under.
Yeah.
And the 18th, he was 1 under, plus 1 in the playoff as well. So what's that? 4.
So he's played on
9,
15
13 or 14 under.
14 under perhaps.
16
for the
goes.
16 goes, yeah. So
it's not bad.
He's eaten those up, which, someone like Aaron has to.
Well, he's got a great wedge game, obviously.
Just, I wouldn't mind. Could you do the same thing for Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood? Let's see what they do. I mean, here are 2 guys at the top of their games. McIlroy.
Well, he did the same on the second. He had an eagle on the second and 3 birdies. So he was 5 under for the second. He was 4 under for the 7th.
Yeah.
So 4 out of 4 birdies.
Yes.
3 out of 4 birdies on the 11th.
So he's even par, basically, or even birdie.
Yeah.
So
and then
far.
2 under for the 18th. So he was 14 out of 16 as well.
Yeah, okay. So if the par 5s are par 4s for Rory, he's played them 2 over for the week.
If you call it.
If you call it, yeah. And what about Tommy Fleetwood?
Tommy.
Because you see these scores, folks, and I reckon a lot of people will scratch their head. How the hell do they shoot these scores on golf courses like this? Well, they eat up the par 5s is what they do.
So the front 9, the 2 par 5s, Tommy was 10 under.
What?
Yeah, he's 5 under on the second and 5 under on the 7th.
Bang.
So that's not bad. But then on the back 9, he was 2 under on 11.
Yes.
2 birdies, 2 pars, and then 1 under on 18.
So he ended up playing them kind of the 16,
Three,
played them
13
15 under.
13.
Is that only one better?
5, 10, and 3 birdies on the back, so 13.
Okay.
There you go.
All right,
Still pretty good, though.
No, it's very, very good. No, well, that's how they do it.
Anyway.
Well, Bob, just out of interest,
Keep going.
where did 20 under, if you shot
20 under.
If you shot 20 under at Yas, where'd you finish?
9th. Now, on the other side of the world, we had in Mexico.
Where did 20 under get you?
Ben Griffin won at 29 under.
Where did 20 under finish?
20 under finished. I got to scroll. 16 under par.
16th.
Sorry, 16 under par. 16th is what I'm saying. Yeah,
16th.
16th for 20 under. Now,
where did 10 under get you?
let me. Don't even bother. 15 under. You've had a good week, right? You've
15.
shot 468s and a 60, or 368s and a 69. You finished 40th. That's like a Corn Ferry Tour event, isn't it?
It's getting crazy.
Crazy. My
Crazy.
goodness.
What about 10 under? Shot 10 under for the week. You've had a good week.
You might have missed the cut.
You've had a good week.
10 under. There we go. 62nd.
Okay.
So.
I did notice one of the players, the guy who finished last. What was his name? Luke?
Luke List.
Luke
yeah.
List. I saw what he shot on the second day.
Oh, no, third day.
Third day. I saw what he shot. Go in and have a look at his scorecard on the third day. You'll see something remarkable.
So he's had 66, 71 first 2 days to make the cut.
Yeah.
Third day.
You'll see one particular hole that will catch your eye.
Let's see here. Round 3. Oh. He's had a 12 on a par 4.
He's had a 12 on a par 4.
He had 5 bogeys and then a 12, so he shot 85.
Can you click on it on the 12th and see what actually he did? I'd love to know what he did.
No, it's not giving me the shot link. Sorry.
No, what a shame.
Never mind.
He probably broke Shotlink.
Maybe.
He probably broke
Anyway.
it. So where are we headed, Nick? Because this is...
Well, the golf course was very interesting. And wasn't there something earlier in the week?
The Mexican course?
Yeah, no, the Yas Links you were talking about, Ian Poulter was rating his top 6 or top 5 courses. Is that right?
I sent that to you, Dan. Hopefully, we're giving you a lot of short notice today. I apologise.
We've got it.
Get
and then we've got to do your touch of class as well.
Yeah. Get Nick's mate Ian Poulter up because this was very, very interesting.
What's your top 5?
Augusta.
Yeah, number 1.
St Andrews. Just emotional.
Of course it is. I don't think you have to justify it.
Kingston Heath.
Yeah.
Victoria.
I've not played it.
Valderrama. Royal Melbourne. They're 6.
I reckon he might have been laughing because he said Valderrama ahead of Royal Melbourne. I reckon he might have been laughing for that reason.
I'm just laughing at Valderrama.
I've never played Valderrama. I've played a few places in Spain, but never Valderrama.
A lot of people don't like the course. I quite like it because it's tight and windy and you got to really shape your shots.
You're hitting out of a shoot pretty much
But if
on
it's
every
in your
hole, aren't you?
top 5 in the world, that's,
Why would that be? Is he won there?
he must have. He must have won around there.
Can you look that up, Dan?
I mean,
can you look that up? Because this is what you got.
I'm going to rate Coolum as my number 1 course
Yeah,
in
that's
the world
right.
because I won there twice.
That's right.
So did Ian Poulter win at Valderrama?
Yeah, ask Grock.
Yeah.
Did Ian Poulter ever win at Valderrama Golf Club?
But the other 5, you could go, yeah, fair enough. I mean, Augusta, people love it, obviously, the old course. Kingston Heath, there you go, number 3.
Kingston Heath, number 3.
Victoria and Royal Melbourne.
Well, again, I had a roll when he was at Victoria. I've actually got some footage of him putting when he was at Victoria because I was just interested.
What event was there? Was that the Masters?
The Australian Masters.
Yeah, I wasn't playing.
And I was taking Ian from tent to tent, and he was as nice as pie, I've got to say. Also, the Irishman I had to take from tent to tent. Also, he won a US Open at Pebble Beach.
Oh,
McDowell. I had to take both those guys. You know what their reaction was when I had to take them to? When we went to 3 tents or 3 big sponsors marquees.
Oh, they have a chat and all that.
Just to come in, 5 minutes in each marquee, tell us about your round, tell us about the course, blah, 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 blah.
Part of the deal.
Part of their deal and getting appearance money, and they were great.
Yep.
Both of them, when we finished, I said, that'll do, mate. And he goes, are you sure? Graham McDowell in particular. He goes, are you sure that's it? That's all you want me to do? I said, yeah, that's it. That's the commitment today. He goes, oh, okay. He goes, look, if you can think of anything else, I'm happy to help. That was Graham McDowell.
Right.
Helping like that.
Brilliant.
And Ian Poulter, he walked into those tents with enthusiasm. Now, there's a lot of Australian players I've taken the tents to, and I won't say their names, with little to no enthusiasm for doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
But they probably, to be fair, the Australian players, when they come back to play in Australia, they're not paid like the European players are. So I think, the tournaments actually, they want them to come in, but they're probably not paid like the other guys were. But it was great that Ian Poulter, this is the whole reason I'm telling the story, was raving to me about Victoria. He said, he goes, I'd never really heard of Victoria Golf Club until I knew I was coming down here to play. And he goes, I just can't believe that I've never heard of Victoria Golf Club because it is one of the best golf courses I've ever played. So that's what he told me all those years ago.
Well, it's got one of the best par 4s, 15, I've ever played, the little short par 4.
Oh, yeah, that is a spectacular short par 4.
Talking about short par 4s of the world, that's up there in my top 5. It's incredible.
Yeah, I love that hole. I love that hole at Victoria Golf Club.
Yep.
There's a few others that
There's plenty. There's plenty around there.
Yeah, I adore it. And I think the first hole is a great opener for members.
Yep.
I know one year in 2002, that's the walk-off year, they played the first as a par 3.
Yep.
You know where the current 10th hole is, the 10th tee, and they play it as a crossover these days, the 10th and the first cross.
Yep.
The 10th tee was the first tee to the short hole.
I was a couple of groups behind you.
Were you?
Mm-hmm. When it all happened.
Did you know what was going on up front?
No, I didn't. We were just waiting on the tee going, what's going on up there? Can they, but after I putted out in the first, I kind of thought,
I've got a picture. We might insert the picture. I was in the group, and there's a picture of me with Peter Thompson, and Tomo walked onto the green and just dropped the ball, and it rolled off the front of the green.
Perfect sunny day, and the day got cancelled.
The only tournament in the history of the world to get cancelled for perfect weather. Anyway,
Ian Poulter, by the way, did win the 2004 Volvo Masters at Valderrama. There you go. Beating someone in a playoff. Who was it?
What year?
2004.
Playoff. I'm going to say Miguel.
I'm going to say Colin Montgomery.
You're both wrong.
Okay.
Nick Faldo.
Sergio Garcia.
Garcia.
Yeah, Sergio always played well around there.
Oh, there you go. So, see.
Lovely area for Rioja. It's very good.
When players give their top 5, and this is the same with club golfers, when they give their best courses ever, you can almost guarantee that they played well there.
Indeed.
And that's why I love Pera Umu so much. I mean, I love the joint.
Driving a BMW is like hitting the perfect shot.
Well, that is pure magic.
That's such a class for BMW. Performance, handling, and responsiveness are engineered into every single BMW.
Well, how appropriate you use that beautiful tagline for BMW, because I want to show you, Nicholas, and you're going to love this because I know how much you talk about pre-shot routines when you take people out in the golf course and teach them how to play the game. There are two different kinds of lessons. You can go to a lesson and learn how to swing the club. Good luck to you. But let me tell you this, a professional looking at you play the golf course and showing you how to play the game is very, very different. And I know, Nick, that you're going to be impressed with this. Have a look at Ludvig Åberg. I'm not sure what website put this up, but I was trolling.
It was the DP World Tour.
The DP World Tour themselves put this up. Now, here are 4 looks at Ludvig's 10-second pre-shot once he gets next to the ball. Check it out. The first time I saw this, I thought it was all the same swing, but it's not. Look at the different tee boxes in the background. And he pretty much walks in. So they've got everything synchronized to when he makes contact.
Yep.
Show it one more time, Dan.
First step into the ball.
And take note of where he is. So he's pretty much in shot in every single picture as well. So the 10 seconds that the timer's on, like he'd only be half a second here or there. And a lot of that, Nick, isn't it, in professional tournaments, sometimes those signs in the background, they limit your walk-in. And they limit your practice. You know, he said his practice swings behind the ball. Sometimes you do have to stand a little bit closer, depending on how close you are to that backboard, where the sponsors are.
Yeah.
But you would love that, mate.
Ludvig's 10 seconds. I'm actually 12 seconds.
You're
so
12?
I'm about 2 seconds slower than Ludvig. You'd be around that as well?
Oh, I might be just behind you, I reckon.
Yeah.
I do a little bit more fiddler.
Okay.
A little bit, but not much more.
So it's from when you take your first step into the ball from behind, and always from behind, never from the side.
That's right.
We speak about this.
Yeah.
Because that's where you can line yourself up so much easier than having practice swings next to the ball, moving in there. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's very, very difficult that way. If you're going to have a practice swing next to the ball, move back behind and then walk in from there. And that first step in to when you hit the ball, you want that timing just down pat, whether it's 10, 12, 6, 15, whatever it is. I think for most golfers out there, if you can keep it to Ludvig and under, 10 seconds and under, it's just going to help you play so much better golf.
Now, Dan, I'm setting up a prop here. All right.
Okay.
See where my paper is?
Yeah.
That's a tee. All right.
Okay.
But sometimes when you go behind the ball, when you're on a new course or somewhere you haven't played before, you got the tee pointing that way. But when you come back from your practice swings, you can actually see that
the markers.
The markers are, and you've got to go diagonal. But then, you know, when I watch amateurs play, they have their practice swing next to the ball on a diagonal tee, and then they stand up. And they have their, you know, they basically aim along the tee instead of hitting across the tee. There we go. Thanks, Dan. That's good. So move this over to YouTube. All right. So the hole is actually that way over there, folks, if you're watching on YouTube. But the tee aims you well to the right, as I've got it set up here. And most tees are rectangular, or they're kind of an oval rectangle sort of shape. And when you have your practice swings behind the ball, and then you look where you're going, quite often you'll see this trap. And that's what I call them. It is an absolute trap that golf course architects set up. And you can almost guarantee there's always trouble. There's always big bunkers down the right or something like that they're trying to get you to hit into.
There you go.
Anyway, so my touch of class this week, thanks to BMW, is Ludvig Åberg. Make sure you say the word right. Åberg.
Yeah, it was Åberg. It was a bit for a
Yeah,
little while. Who
that's
knows?
exactly right.
Anyway.
All right, we've just tapped in on the 9th green. Let's have a break. What's coming up next?
Your top 5.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So my top 5 after the break is the top 5 things professionals laugh at amateur golfers about. That's coming up.
Is one of those having a practice swing next to the ball?
Yes, it's a guarantee.
Okay.
It's a guarantee.
From Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, this is Talk Birdie-Simi. We're here for BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Ping will help you play your best. The Golf Clearance Outlet beat everyone's prices. And Betr is the fastest and easiest betting app in Australia. Now, for Titleist, the #1 ball in golf, and FootJoy, the #1 shoe and glove in golf. Here's Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen.
All right, folks, time for the top 5. And this was the easiest top 5 I've ever put together in my entire life. Stupid amateur things that pros laugh at.
Okay.
It's very easy.
Apologies to all our listeners.
Oh, and speaking of apologies, I've got 100 apologies. 100 apologies. But I'll just go through my top 5 to start with.
When the greats bet, they bet with better. Top 5, top 5, top 5.
The top 5 for better. When the greats bet, they bet with better.
Top 5, top 5, top 5.
At number 5, Castle Tees. And particularly pink Castle tees.
So they're the step tees, basically.
The step tee. So it's the tee you get that tells you how high you can you can only tee it at one height.
It actually does make sense.
It's very good for beginners, Nick.
Yes.
Nobody else. Number 4.
Except for Aaron Rai.
Yeah. It's just hilarious. If you're in the car, bad luck, go check out the YouTube version. You'll see the pink Castle tee. At number 4. This one really annoys me. It's also, it's not just stupid, it annoys me. Amateurs who leave the sticker on the shaft of their club.
Yeah.
And it's there for so long, it's old and dirty, and then you get it and try and peel it off like they should have done when there's a barcode on it. It's a barcode.
I've seen drivers with the plastic still on the face as they're teeing off. I'm like, oh my God.
What are you doing? The sticker and the sticker / barcode on the shaft. I mean, just peel it off. What the hell are you doing? Number 3.
Okay.
Honestly,
Deep breaths.
Deep breath. A scorecard holder.
Yep.
What the hell are you doing, folks? Just put it in your back pocket. For goodness sake.
I had one of those when I was 11.
Did you?
And then realised, this doesn't look too cool. So
stay tuned because my number 1 is...
I think it was actually attached to my golf bag as well. Remember those?
Yeah, just disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Number 2, Aaron Rai. And so many out there. Iron covers.
Had to be in there.
I mean, come on.
We've spoken about this in length.
You're making the game complicated in places it doesn't need to be complicated.
You did say you understood why you did it. But anyway, I still don't.
Iron covers at number 2. And number 1, this should only be ever bought for somebody. Well, let's just say there's an integrity issue about the way they count. All right? Score counters. If you see on someone's golf bag a little thing, it's like like the cricket umpire has an over clicker.
Yeah, like the baseball referee as well.
That's right.
Doing the.
So who's buying a score counter? They're for sale. Yeah, you go.
Someone
to the
who
golf
has a lot of
outlet,
hits and can't remember.
They're getting bought all the time. People go to them. Surely it's it's between mates, right? It's for the bloke who said he has a 6, but really he's had a 7 or an 8.
Yeah,
and his mates, they do it as a joke.
Right. Okay.
Surely.
Call me Shirley.
Can I give you a few apologies that I couldn't fit into the top 5?
So this is turning not only into a top 6 or 7,
it's top 20.
Wow.
The ball scooper. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, well.
Different grips on different clubs. Just put the same grip on all your clubs, folks. Anyone with a chipper.
Ping just came out with a really good chipper.
I'll go.
And a mate of mine has one and it's working.
Anyone with a chipper, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I get it.
String on your wood covers.
Oh, yeah.
So holds all
attached.
the wood. Yeah,
actually, that brings me to another one. String on your tee. Remember how you have 2 tees? You put your tee in the ground, you put another one over here with a string, so the tee goes flying off and it just gets
You'll
stuck,
never lose
so
the
you'll
tee.
never lose the tee.
5 practice swings next to the ball on the tee.
Oh,
what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
This one really irks me. Stepping out putts.
Oh, yes.
It's a 15-footer, mate.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You don't need to step it out.
How many are we going here, Dan? This is,
I got one
you
more,
talk
one
about
more,
my
one
top
more.
6
I've
and
got a
7.
second more, but I'll just do one more because this one's important. 1 left-handed club in the bag for chipping. No, it's not even chipping. It's for when they're against a tree. And they've got to chip it out left-handed. That sort of chipping.
Yeah, again, I think as a 10-year-old, I might have had a right-handed 7 on in my bag because I was in the trees all the time. Plus, I could hit it right-handed, so there you go.
Well, pros would have been laughing at you, Nick. That's all I can say.
I'm sure.
Oh, well, that is the top 5 for better. They are ahead of the game. That actually is a misnomer today. We should get everything redone. It's about the top 26.
Yep.
Mark, it's
there's more. There's 50. I had 50 up my sleeve.
Yeah.
For things that pros laugh at amateurs about.
When you're at Kingston Heath next, you may have to make some apologies.
Yeah, that's true.
I know.
He's tapping along.
I know.
You almost went for the nipples
killing
there
time.
too.
You're right.
Last week, Nick was sort of grooving along, and Mark, you looked like a half-sucked pineapple. And
I had to stop myself from touching the nipples.
Yeah, you're getting into it.
Absolutely. All right, this week's Ping Global results. As we said on the DP World Tour, they had the Abu Dhabi HSBC Championship where Aaron Rai holed a 10-foot birdie putt to defeat Tommy Fleetwood on the first playoff hole. Rory McIlroy had a great final round, 62.
Lowest ever
10
in
under.
the DP World Tour.
Lowest ever score.
Lowest ever.
Yeah, exactly. He, along with Nikolai Højgaard, finished one shot outside the playoff. Of the Australasians, Daniel Hillier tied for fifth. He was actually tied for the lead for a long way there on the back nine.
Yeah, he was in the lead when I was watching. He was going to win the thing.
And then I think he made a couple of bogeys, maybe back-to-back bogeys.
He'll learn from that. He's a rock solid
Number
player.
17 on the race to Dubai at the moment, going into the final event. Now, top 10, not exempt, get PGA Tour cards, remember.
It's very big of the PGA Tour to do that. So top 10, you would think would just be top 10.
Yeah, but at the moment, it's going down to the 15th
See, that's
spot.
that's a big
So Hilliers
thing for
2
them to
spots
do.
out of that. So, yeah.
Well, we need more
The other
players.
one who's close.
We need more players playing the DP World
I
Tour
know.
desperately so they can get, like this Hillier. Finishes top 5 this week. Who knows? He's probably got a US Tour
Might
card
have a
if he
good
wants
chance.
it.
The other guy in there is Elvis Smiley, who's 20th on the race to Dubai. Finished tied for 32nd at this event.
Well, without going into too much detail, because it's all on the Better bonus pod, we will be watching some of these players with great interest
Great
this
interest.
weekend.
All right.
Go and check it out and have a look at our multi on Better.
We're going to make you some money this week, folks.
Yeah.
I think so.
And the other Australasian in the field, Kazuma Kabori, tied for 41st. So those 3 players are in the final DP World Tour Championship. this
Kabori
week.
was doing really well early. I think he was right up there in
Yeah,
the
he
first
shot
round.
66
first round or something?
Might have been
65?
lower.
Yeah,
Might have been lower.
Something good.
Anyway, over on the PGA Tour, they had the Worldwide Technology Championships in Mexico, where Ben Griffin shot a final round 63. Thank you very much for a 2-shot win over Chad Ramey.
How many under again?
Sammy Valimaki, 29 under.
20, almost 30 under.
It's his 3rd win of the year too. So the
He's
other 2
killing it.
players who have 3 wins on the PGA Tour.
Scheffler, Rosa.
Rory, there you go. Now his wins aren't quite the same. You've
not
got
like the Players' Championship, the Masters.
Mexico, you've got the Schwab and New Orleans, which is a pairs event, but it is 3 wins for Joe Biden's grandson.
McIlroy, what did he do? He won the Players' Championship. He won the Augusta.
Won the Masters.
And one other.
What else did he do? I
one
can't
other
remember.
biggie.
And then Scheffler's just won everything,
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter what he wins.
Anyway, unfortunately, you talk about we need more players on the DP World Tour. There were no Australasians in the field in Mexico. So no Aussies playing that one.
Well, that's right. Well,
Never mind.
The stepping stone is this top 10 that can drift down to the top 15 like we're seeing.
Indeed. On the LPGA, they're in Japan for the Toto Japan Classic, and it was an all-Japanese affair, no doubt. Tell you what, there's so many golfers over there that are really impressive, especially on the women's side, but now we're seeing the young men come through as well. Nasa Hataoka defeated Yuna Araki on the first playoff hole after the final round started, but it got washed out. So what happened was they had to basically squeegee and plunge and do everything to that final hole so they could set up 7-iron distance out on the 18th hole to make a playoff for these 2.
Oh, what a great idea.
Yeah. So that's what they did, and
Well done.
Hataoka got the win.
A playoff can be anything, can't it?
It can be.
in reality,
It could be a chip-off.
It can be anything.
Get them in the marquee and just chip down to the green from there. Who knows? Anyway, the Aussies playing, Karis Davidson was best tied for 47th, Minjee Lee 52nd, and Robin Choyne 58th.
That's a poor finish from Minjee.
Yeah, it was only 3 rounds, so she was going to really charge up that leaderboard.
Of course,
so, Anyway, on the Asian Tour, it was a Singapore Open where, continuing Japan's dominance, Yusuke Asagi became the first Japanese player to win the Singapore Open in 50 years after he defeated Korean Jung-Han Wang in a playoff. Wang actually found the water while Asagi made birdie, so nicely done there. Best of the Aussies was Kevin Wynett, tied for 6th, and Scott Henn tied for 11th. He's everywhere, that
Killing
guy.
it. Scotty Hens.
Yeah.
Absolutely killing
If he'd
it.
have played the Australian PGA Seniors, I reckon he might have had a chance, but probably a little bit more money up there in the Asian Open.
I think he's in the right place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of the seniors, Australian PGA Championship was at the Richmond Golf Club where Jason Norris won for the 2nd time in 3 years.
Well done, Norrie.
By a stroke from Peter Lonard, who's now a 4-time runner-up at this event. So he's due a win, Pete. So good to see him playing well. And Brendan Jones as well finished runner-up. David McKenzie was in the lead, 2 holes to go. Unfortunately, bogeyed the last 2. But good to see Macca up there playing well.
Yeah, just on Jason Norris. A long time ago at Coolum, he was riding his bike and like all people did to get around when the tournament's on, and he hit a cement thing went over and lost all
Smashed
of his
everything.
teeth, smashed everything.
I remember.
We thought he was lost to the game after that accident. It wasn't long, he just kept on chipping away. And to see him doing so well, not just in the senior events, but he's actually doing well in
On the main
some
events,
of the big
yeah.
events.
Well, you know what he spoke
It
of
was a
after
great comeback.
After his win, no one's ever done the PGA Senior and then the PGA here in Australia. So he said, why not do the double?
Well,
which means he'd get back on the DP World Tour, which happened almost 10 years ago when he won in Fiji. He was working in a pro shop, won the tournament and played DP World Tour. So
anyway,
you never know.
We know about your story, Jason,
Yeah.
if you're listening, and it is a fabulous one. And
Well
to see you
done.
keep on winning is just great. Good on you.
What was that course that got flooded out and they had to, what was that?
I was up in Japan I'm not sure what the golf course was.
Right. Because I'm just thinking you might want to get a few tips from that, Mark, for the Mighty Box Hill Pro-Am this week.
Oh.
If it's rained out again.
Well, look, we've had a bit of bad luck in the Mighty Gorilla Ladders Box Hill Pro-Am. But can I just say this? My scores in the Wednesday comp haven't been flash in the last couple of months. It's been quite a while since I had that 10 birdie round. And my handicap's
So you're not predicting anything?
My handicap's gone out to 1. But
You're off a 1.
I'm off 1.
No, you're not.
I'm telling you, I'm off.
I thought you were a +2 or
I'm
something.
off 0.4.
Oh.
In the positive, right? So I'm not plus 0.4. I'm negative 0.4. So
I'll be there shortly.
But
I just need to play and I haven't played.
I just haven't been playing well. But my point to saying all this is I'm starting to feel it.
Oh, okay.
And I've got a feeling, look, if you're playing in the Box Hill Pro-Am this week, all I can say is good luck. I'm feeling good. And I've got a morning tee time.
It could be daylight second, is that what you're saying?
I'm thinking 64, Nick.
Oof.
I'm thinking
Big
64 because, when you're playing bad, you know what happens? Your short game becomes so important. So you can just shoot a 74 or a 75.
Yes.
Don't completely embarrass yourself. Short game's in tune.
Okay.
And just with this, landing close, head backward, backing into it, presetting the hips, watch out.
You know what I'm looking forward to?
What's that?
Is when you get to one handicap, you make a par and you have a 3-pointer. I can't wait. It's going to happen to us all. Don't worry.
No, mate. Okay. I will never play off tees where I can't shoot under par. I'm going to keep on going forward.
Well, I got to play the Cathedral Invitational in a month.
Yeah.
Still haven't practiced. So I did have a game a week or two ago.
Mate. Don't embarrass yourself up there. It's a tough course.
I did have a good round the last time I played, so that was okay.
What'd you shoot?
Maybe 66 or something. But, anyway.
Well, Mark, good luck in the Mighty Box Hill Pro-Am
Thank you, Dan.
on the weekend. 64 is what we expect.
64.
Looking forward to it.
Talk Birdie feedback. Thanks to Southern Golf Club.
A lot of feedback on the Gary Player Mini that went up a couple of days ago, the one where you were insanely aggressive towards him, Nick, and punching him. I mean,
look,
punching
was-
a
come
legend.
What was the headline? The headline was a disgrace, Dan.
Clickbait, come on.
What do you mean?
It was a clickbait disgrace.
The headline was a direct quote from Nick O'Hearn.
The time I punched
You can
Gary,
call that a
yeah.
disgrace all you like, but that's exactly what he said.
I loved it. I thought it was perfect.
It was a love tap, maybe.
Anyway, there was a lot of comments on that. And they're still coming in. It's the video and the audio is flying. But
Okay.
I'll just want to
Do
come
I
on
need
here.
to make a statement or
No.
Okay, all
Well,
right.
unless Gary reaches out. Jonathan has said Gary's got 9 majors. I think he's got a good argument to be the number 3 player.
Yeah. When you look at his record, when you look at that on paper,
Who has more than him? It's Jack, Tiger, I think Walter Hagen,
Walter maybe.
maybe Sarazan. There's a couple of guys in front of him. I'll have to look it up.
There's not many in front of him.
Let me look it up. You keep going.
You
yeah.
keep going then. Yeah.
We had another comment here from Phil. People like, and this is, I'd be interested in your views on this. Phil has said, people like to hate on Gary. His record does speak for itself, but it's not a popularity contest. It's not who has done the most for the game.
right.
The question was, who are the best golfers? If he was an American, he'd be ranked far higher.
Correct. Wait. Yes. I agree with that completely. And if you just look at the wins around the world, what is it like? It's 160 or something crazy like that.
Something
isn't it?
like that, yeah.
It's something crazy. But I agree. I think if you just purely look at records, and that's what we're doing when we're talking about the greatest ever player, it's hard to argue.
We had a lot of feedback as well on the comments about the length of the courses and the changes, potential changes you talked about last week.
Yeah.
You found that info, have you, Nick?
I did, yeah. It was only Walter Hagen who has 11. Ben Hogan and Gary Player have 9.
9 each, yeah,
there you
okay.
go.
Okay.
I was wrong with Saracen. He has 7.
Right, comment here from Tony. Tony said, guys, the skills have faded from the game of yesteryear, which I'm sure you would agree with. Do you agree with that? I'm not sure that.
What?
No, I don't
was
think
the
the
comment?
skills have faded.
He started his comment by saying the skills have faded from the game of yesteryear, which I think you would agree with. I don't know that you would.
I think the skills of this year have now faded given the technology. So
Okay.
They used to have more skill back then. I think.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put it like
Does that make sense?
Obviously, I think the scores have improved.
Oh yeah.
And certainly the cut scores, which is we're talking about depth
Much
in the
lower,
game.
much lower.
Like when I first turned pro, you could make a cut shooting 2 over.
Mm.
2 over got you on the weekend. These days, even here in Australia, it's 2 or 3 under will get you to the weekend. And I think that is a lot to do with the technology. In fact, everything to do with the technology.
Well,
but what he's saying is, they see 3 irons in the par 4s and stuff.
Yeah.
And that is a lot more skillful. They hit a 3 iron with the old ball onto a green and still shoot a reasonable winning score.
But he's saying they've faded. Does that matter? I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, he thinks the modern golfer, the skills have faded.
Yes, he's saying the golfers of yesteryear were more skillful than they are today.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because you needed more of a repertoire back then to be able to shoot lower scores or low scores, because now it's a bit more one-dimensional, put it that way.
Oh, so you actually agree with Tony on that, Nick?
Yeah, I think players now are more one-dimensional. They don't have to hit certain shots that you would have had to before because of the ball, because of the club.
I agree with that.
So
okay,
I agree. I think you definitely had to have you had to master shaping long irons and hitting hitting that persimmon driver was a hard thing to do. You had to hit it right out of the middle all the time. Otherwise, you were the heel cuts weren't like the heel cuts of today. I saw something the other day. Sorry, Dan. Tiger Woods talking about driving. His fairway finder, he hit it out of the heel. His fairway finder was a heel cut. Roger Davis, that's what he said. Nick.
Okay.
You can laugh. You're the only bloke who's ever been in twice in match play. But that's what he was saying.
Yeah,
he was saying that my straightie was a heel cut. That's how I did it. When I first played with Roger Davis, I played with him at Royal Melbourne. And I was also playing with Wayne Riley. There's the 3 of us got to play together. I mean, that's how lucky I was back in the day to play with those guys. Roger Davis, I couldn't get over it. He was just hitting heel cut after heel cut after heel cut. That was his fairway finder. But he was the first player I ever played with who had the tailor-made. He had a full bag of the tailor-made woods. That was so he was doing that. Where Radar had a thing called the whale. You remember that driver? It was a big wooden whale.
Yeah, I remember that thing.
It was a wooden club, but it was really, really big. But they were hitting heel cuts down the fairway. So it kind of goes against what I'm saying.
Heel cut works.
With the persimmon club, really, if you weren't finding the middle, the absolute sweet spot all the time, heel cuts down the centre didn't really work.
So Tony goes on to say there's a number of changes that I think can be made to heighten skill levels in the professional game. Here are just a couple. So here's what he thinks. One is a no-brainer. Putters can only be used on the putting green. Make them chip from off the greens. Highest loft of any club in the bag, 56 degrees. This forces the manipulation of the club face when chipping and making bunker play more difficult. Only 2 woods in the bag. Pushing the use of long irons and none of these 7, 9 woods rescue clubs. They're his 3 solutions.
Is this for pros?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
This is for pros.
For pros, bifurcating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I like the 56 degree.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Chipping from off the green. I know a lot of players would not like that. I'd love that.
You'd like it.
That would be awesome.
Be right up Raymond Floyd's alley. Raymond Floyd used to chip from 2 inches off the green. He used to get his 6 iron out. There's a few players
love it.
that were like that. I get what he's saying there. I think a fix-all for that would be just a 12-club game instead of a 14-club game.
It doesn't make a difference now, to be honest.
Well,
Most of them are hitting just driver and wedge.
Yeah, they'd space it better. I think if you had a 12-club game, though, I think it becomes more affordable for a lot of people. And I think more people would fix their, it's not a matter of just taking clubs out because everything's spaced well at the moment.
Even a 10-club game. I mean, that's all I play with.
Yeah.
And you don't need really any more than that, I find.
Well, that's right. Well, I think, you'd probably get if you had a 12 or a 10-club game, I think the 60 would become a 58 very quickly.
Yep.
And I think 3 woods would turn into 4 woods.
4 or 5 woods.
Yeah. 3 wood and a 7 wood turn into a 4 wood. And I think probably drivers I think they'd probably, have a little extra loft so they could belt one off the turf every once in a while.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyway,
Your suggestion last week about smaller driver heads, Bingham. That's absurd. There won't be enough demand from the small group of scratch amateurs and touring pros to justify the manufacturers putting in the equipment to make small head drivers.
They're already making them.
Yeah, they're already making them, mate. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's what the mini driver's all about, mate.
Yeah.
Believe me, they'll be fine. I mean, all they'll do is I'll get the mini driver and I'll just take some loft off.
Yeah.
Job's done.
We'll just make the 3-wood in the wood,
We'll just
which
make the
is
3-wood.
basically
Who was that? What was his name?
Bingham.
Yeah, Bingham. I'm not sure what you've been taking, but anyway.
Jonathan has said, get rid of the big driver. How on earth they were ever approved is beyond me. The first time I saw one, I thought it was a joke. It's ruined golf and it's made old records obsolete. Don't change balls, don't change courses. Just get rid of the big drivers.
Yeah, so I think that's right. I think it's right in the pro game.
Yeah.
Not
for amateurs.
Not for everybody. I think more people are enjoying golf because of the big club. And like we were saying last week, if it's in the women's game all the way through, and for men, the big club is 50 plus in those sort of tournaments, then I think you're going to have, Fred Couples can still sell you a driver, or, the 50-year-olds.
Tiger's 50 very shortly.
Mate, they'll be able to sell you drivers, no problems.
Christopher's got a question for you, which is relating to this very issue that we've been talking about. Hey, guys, love the pod. Can you explain to lay people like me why it's such a big deal to roll back the ball or limit the size of the driver head when this only affects a very small percentage of golfers? Clubs are spending a lot of money to renovate courses for players that only play the course once a year or so. For example, St Andrews, they're currently taking renovations to cater for players that only play it every 5 years. Thank you.
Yep. Well, look, ideally these golf courses have been designed, many of the par 4s and the par 3s and certainly the par 5s, to be played differently to the way the pros are playing them. I think there was a US Open where Brooks Koepka, I'm not sure which one it was, Nick, but I think the shortest iron or the longest iron that he used going into a par 4 for the week was a 9-iron. And that was maybe it was a 6-iron.
I don't know.
No, I was going to say 9-iron. It was a 9-iron. And that's not how the game was designed to be
Might
played.
have been Aaron Hills.
Yeah, that's right. So a bit like our, I think the second question off the top, I started talking about skill. I would like to see Rory McIlroy hit some 5 irons in the par 4s because we just don't see that. I mean,
no, not anymore.
The wedge in the par 4s everywhere.
Like they had a great shot of side to side of him and Penge. Remember that?
Yeah.
Teeing off next to each other, and you see the speed between the two of them. And Penge is actually longer than Rory. And they talked about how how he creates his speed and the lag, and he's swinging the shoulder turn. My goodness.
So these players who have grown up, and this is what's happening today. This is to the last call. These players here that Dan's about to put on the screen, they have grown up with a huge driver head.
Yes.
And what they've been able to do their entire career is swing like a bat out of hell from a very early age because the sweet spot is so large.
Yep.
And they have perfected hitting a golf ball at 125 miles per hour clubhead speed, which turns into 190-something miles per hour ball speed and the ball's not spinning through the air. It turns into a missile.
No, it's incredible. But they compared the two swings and how much more, probably hip turn I think Rory has, which means he has a much bigger shoulder turn, which is where he gets his power from, whereas Henge, oh my goodness, his move into the left side that we can see on the screen for all our audio listeners is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
the lack of hip turn on the way back, that's how I was taught, and that's how Jason Day played for a long time. Now Jason's actually turning his hips. Now Jason's actually turning his hips because of all the back pain that he experienced. So that might be in Marco Penge's future as well.
Finishing on a couple of live comments here about the news last week. And we did a poll, by the way, on the 72-hole format. So I'll give you the results of that in a sec too, about what people think of it. Adrian has said, 72-hole tournaments, it was inevitable this was always going to happen. And I am very happy about this. It's a win for the fans and allows us to see an extra day's play from these golfers on these big dollars. Bring it on. And Angela has said, good to see Liv adapting to seek world ranking points for the players.
Yeah. Just on that, I saw this week where it was reported Cameron Smith said that he's glad it's gone to 72 holes because he plays his best golf over 72 holes.
There you go.
So I couldn't remember Cameron's, at the start of Live, or when he went across there saying 54 holes is going to be great. I couldn't remember him doing it.
I know
but
most of them.
So many players were going, how good is 54 holes?
We get to play less.
It's the best
Fantastic.
thing. You don't have to play so much, and now they've all changed their tune. So good luck to them. I do hope they get world ranking points, but I want to ask you, just while I've got you, what percentage should they get? So, for instance, if the PGA Tour gets 100% of points for their normal tournaments, and the DP World Tour gets 85%, I'm guessing, for their normal tournaments, where do you put the percentage that Live should get for all of their events? Because there's no real special ones.
It's a good question. Well, the field is, what is it, half the size at least of most of the events on tour?
Third of the size.
Some of them not with the signature events. What are they, 70 or 80 players? Live is around 50. Well,
let's
54,
say,
55.
Let's say it's 2/5
56.
of the size of a normal event.
So maybe you just do it that way. And a lot of it,
but
it used to go on strength of field.
Yeah.
So Rory came out and said, well, I'm not sure they're going to get great ranking points anyway because they haven't been getting them for a while. Their rankings are way down. Now, apparently it doesn't come down to that. It comes down more to the data golf, the strokes gain type thing. So I'm not sure how many they're going to get when they do get them, if they do get them. I think the sticking point is also still the pathway into the tour. Can you qualify for it?
Yeah.
You have a pretty ordinary year where you might finish 48th or something, and you
still no cut.
Still get your card, and away you come back next year. So it's still going to be a while away if that does happen. Now,
my mark
what should they get? I don't know. I mean,
my mark would be 50%.
Yeah, something like that.
50% of what the PGA Tour is where I'd have.
But now they're giving spots into the majors anyway for money list.
Yeah, that's right.
Finish where you are on the Live Tour anyway.
Count.
So
you get the full. You get full tote odds for the majors. Good luck to them.
And they're taking the guys that probably should be in there already, which is perfect.
Yeah. So we polled the Wolfpackers to see what Wolfpackers think of Live Golf going to a 72-hole format next year, and we asked them what they think of the move. Here's what they said: 4% hate it, 38% love it, 58% don't care.
Yeah, okay,
fair enough.
I'm in the don't care kind of.
Yep. I don't mind it
either way.
I've always loved 72-hole golf, but does it really matter?
It was their point of difference. That's the whole.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind. I didn't mind.
Lexi
You're going to have a point of difference. The 54 holes was a good one.
I like your idea with the cut though. Anyway.
All right, the masterclass for Watch My Numbers, download from Google Play or the App Store. Whose turn this week?
It's Nick's turn.
It's mine, and he did a selfish one last week. I'm doing a selfish one this week.
Yes. This is good, folks. You're going to love what Nick O'Hearn's working on. And not Nick O'Who either. This is Nick O'Hearn.
Well, could be both.
And it could be both.
I haven't
Nick
tried
O'Who and Nick O'Hearn are doing the same thing.
No, I haven't done it as Nick O'Who.
No, I saw the Nick O'Who setup, mate. There's no issues with the Nick O'Who setup. It's perfect.
Okay.
The Nick O'Hearn setup might need a little work.
Yeah, it does. It does. It actually does.
Okay. All right, folks. If you're curious, hang around because it's well worth a look.
Well, a couple of weeks ago on the Talk Birdie-Tome masterclass, we were talking about Mo Norman and how good he was back in the day. One thing Mark Allen mentioned was when he set up for most of his shots, especially with his driver, he started with the club head basically about a foot behind. And it got me thinking, you know, in my game, my tendency is on the backswing, after I've had my little waggle, as I take the club away, I have a bit of a move with my shoulders, which means my shoulders go a little bit open. Now, I think that happens a little bit for most people, not because they've done this, but because with the driver especially, they tend to set up slightly with their shoulders open. So setting up with the club head about a foot back is actually a pretty good thing, and it's actually helped me. Now with my irons, I can do that as well. Ball position is going to be more towards the middle. I could actually set it back a touch at the same time. You don't actually need to put the club head right behind the ball, but today I'll show you what it looks like with the driver. Now as you move behind here, what happens is if I put my club head a foot behind, back here, you'll notice that my shoulders are now a little bit closed. Now my tendency is, after I've had my waggle, I kind of open my shoulders and then I pick the club up and come a bit outside. Then I've got to drop it inside. But this little drill is really helping me out because I set up normally, have my waggle, put the club a foot behind here, and look at my shoulders. They're now nice and square. That allows me to get a much better turn, a much deeper turn, and I'm hitting the ball really well. So here we go. There, waggle, foot behind. Oh, I'm even going to take this out on the golf course. It's that good.
Nick, I love it. I love what you're doing.
It's something different.
Yeah.
Well, the reason it came about was, remember we were watching the Mo Norman stuff 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was watching him how he puts that club a foot behind the ball, and I'm going, When I look at him, because and what I did is I got on YouTube and I watched some of his clinics, his drills that he used to do, and from behind his shoulders were really quite closed.
Yes.
Now, for me, my biggest issue when I set up is because I have a bit of a waggle and I have a little bit of a, a little bit of a forward movement. My shoulders go open, I pick the club up, and then for me to complete my turn, I've almost got to make an extra move. So now that I've basically moved the club head with my driver especially, I'm not doing it so much with my irons, maybe 6 inches, but the driver a foot behind, that squares or even closes my shoulder. Now I've got a much deeper turn. I don't have an extra move, and it's simplified my swing. So time will tell.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
Hey, Dan, put it on my camera. I just want to show some people. So now, which camera is that, the main one? A lot of people, when the ball's in the middle and they look straight at the ball, everything's square. But when they move the ball forward, Nick, like this, when they move the ball forward and then they face the ball, all of a sudden their shoulders are square. So for a lot of people, when they hit a driver, because they've moved the ball forward and because they're just facing the ball, their shoulders open up 25 degrees. So it might be for a lot of people.
Yeah. I think that'll work for a lot of people.
Oh, it's going to work for a lot of people.
For me, it comes about because of my little hitch at the start of my swing, but you're spot on there. I mean, if you don't have the hitch, a lot of people, they set up with their shoulders open.
Way open.
So don't be afraid to put it well behind the ball. And for me, I just put it almost on my back foot, which is kind of weird, but it works.
All right. Well, good, boys. That's a good episode. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Next week, I'll be talking about my 64, maybe a 63 at the Mighty Box Hill.
Oh, big. How many holes are you going to have after that left? 2 or 3?
I don't know. See you next week, folks.
Talk Birdie to Me with Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen comes live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our fantastic partners, Titleist is the clear #1 ball in golf. FootJoy, the #1 shoe and glove in golf. BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Ping, they'll help you play your best. Better, the fastest and easiest betting app in Australia. And the Golf Clearance Outlet, who beat everyone's prices. Wherever you listen or watch, we'd love you to subscribe and maybe leave a review. Talk Birdie to Me's executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media, with sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com. And now from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, that's been Talk Birdie to Me.